This video is sponsored by Full Reptile Collective, brought to you by Dan Hardy. Head over to their website at fullreptile.co.uk where you can find anything from training gear, t-shirts, hoodies, all the way to coffee. For an exclusive 10% off, use Dan Said So at checkout. Make sure to also check out their YouTube channel for some of the best MMA content out there, bar my own. Let's get back to the video. Right, another fight on this week's card, guys. We have Joaquin Buckley taking on Albert Duraev. The man with, if you haven't seen his Tapology picture, people, go watch it. It's him and a Mercedes, and that is all you need to know about him. Joaquin's going to win. No. Albert Duraev, he's the most one-dimensional wrestler that the UFC have, in my opinion. He's almost afraid of striking, but he gives the impression that he's willing to... Yeah, he gives the impression like he's willing to go forward, and that's what I've seen in the most, I would say, the last 4 years of his career, especially against Bittencourt and Kopylov. The Bittencourt fight, as I think we've talked about before, you said they already had him booked for the Roman fight, or was it? Oh no, it was against Alessio, wasn't it? How do you say his last name? Alessio.
DiCirico is what I say.
DiCirico. Yeah, I'll go with that. So they already had him booked for that fight when he took the Bittencourt fight, which is almost offensive to Bittencourt, but you could see why when it started off, because he immediately got him to the ground.
I think Bittencourt was coming off of a bout of inactivity himself as well.
Yeah, exactly that. And remember in that fight, he got him with those little rabbit punches, tied his hands up, and it was like, okay, if this is the best you've got, but he did get the neck crank. He did get the choke from the back. There's a quick tap. Kopylov, again, not the most impressive win, but it's just box standard what he does. He implemented his game. Will he do that against Buckley? Buckley's really dynamic, super strong, super large for the weight class, incredibly long reach. He's got the highlight reel to prove it. He has been finished as well. He's not indestructible. He has been taken advantage of, but if he doesn't slow down like he did in his last few fights, where he's been more precise, been more technical, been more patient, I think he can really put the pace on Duraev here. I think he needs to implement the old school Joaquin Buckley of recklessness to abandon, throw these shots, because Duraev is there to be hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's the problem though with that is that with the aggressiveness is going to lead to opening for getting taken down. That's the thing, is the way that Buckley has to fight is the way that Duraev needs him to fight, almost to get it into his range in a way. But Duraev has 3 losses, 3 KO losses. Now, 2 of those, Imiev early in his career, but still, I mean, these are back in 2014. So this is 8 plus years ago. These
KO'd by a grappler. That's a good start.
Yeah, KO'd by Imiev in 1:30. KO'd by Anatoly Tokov in 3 minutes. Neither one of these guys are heavy strikers, really. I mean, both guys have had success in their careers, but neither one with their striking being the main. And then 8-6 fighter was the other KO. So, and even against Roman Kopylov, who he was originally supposed to face DiCirico would have knocked him out, in my opinion. He knocked out Joaquin Buckley in very quickly and emphatically. And I think this would be a similar type of spot. And Kopylov didn't have a ton of success, but the success he did have showed up right on Duraev's face. For me, the real question with Duraev, both in his mind and in mine, first of all, I got this beard. How can I not pick Duraev? I have to. I got the Pakistani beard. But that's not the only reason I'm picking him. I do think that it's just going to be way too much in Buckley's mind, those takedowns. I think it's going to prevent him, and we're going to see kind of the Al Hassan reserved Buckley. And reserved Buckley is just not a mythical fighter. It's a sea-level Kane. It's wherever else you want to pick out, post John Jones Gustafsson, whatever a non-mythical fighter you want.
He's too safe, isn't he?
Is a patient Buckley. And for Duraev, I do think that his next loss, his 4th loss in his career, will be a KO loss. I do think Buckley has the ability to do that. I just can't side with it here. I'm definitely not on the Duraev train as many people who I've been seeing have been. Duraev, he's got that style, that beard, that region, that when he fights the way he does and has success against, even if it's just a Bittencourt or a Kopylov, people are going to go a little crazy here. I think this is close to a pick'em, but I just think that Duraev, his ability to take this fight to where he wants to fight is more important than the fight starting where it needs to for Buckley. So for that, I do have Duraev. I think that he probably ends up exhausting him and getting a decision or a late submission, but I'm going to be nervous in that first round because I think Buckley has the ability to end this in round 1. So by no means am I getting behind a 2-1 favorite in Duraev too highly from a betting perspective, but he is my official pick. And I would say Duraev by decision.
Yeah, and especially as it's one-dimensional. So if he's lazy with any form of takedown, Buckley's going to expose that with an uppercut or a knee up the middle or something.
Yep.
It's going to devastate him.
And Duraev's been knocked out by a knee before.
There he is. Cool.